Jumbo and welcome to Fundi Cafe. It's your girl Flo, and today I have the privilege of hosting my very first guest here at Fundi Cafe, Miss Kristine Alicia. She's a friend and she's also a client.
I'm so glad that we're having this connection and talk, and we get to share with everybody. I get to share your peeps with my peeps, so that's good. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. And so, Christine, for someone that is maybe hearing you or your name for the first time, can you describe your musical style?
I believe that I love roots reggae.
Mm-hmm.
I love reggae. My style is authentic reggae, I believe. I love using my production, which is live instruments.
Mm-hmm.
But they call it roots inspirational reggae because I write, my content is about lifting us, elevating us to a spiritual awareness. I started off doing gospel music, what was traditionally called gospel reggae.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been blessed with that foundation. But I'm also glad that people who are not necessarily connected to gospel, the term of gospel, can also vibe to this reggae awareness and reggae vibration of consciousness and being aware of what we need to be and affect this world morally.
I love the fact that you don't like. I think I had this conversation with you one time, and you said you don't like when people put labels on things. Like she's, you know, being defined by just one genre of or one style of music is for you as a musician, I think, you know.
Yeah, so I don't when I say I don't like the label in terms of concepts,
Yeah.
and our human concepts of content, and we put like this is gospel, this is not, this is not. But I'm okay with being labeled stylistically because
Yeah.
I think artists we gravitate to a certain style.
Mm-hmm.
So my background, my father, I grew up in classical music.
Yes.
But I love jazz too. I love R&B. I love, you know, dub poetry.
Mm-hmm.
But I sat well in reggae because I was heavily influenced when I was doing background singing. So
Okay.
um, I feel comfortable, and I'm fine if you want to call me a reggae artist.
Okay, cool.
But if I choose to do a jazz song, I have freedom to do that. If I choose to do, uh, I don't know if one day hopefully I get to collaborate with an African artist.
The better.
And if I choose to do a classical song, again, that's the artistic freedom. But I am okay. I do believe that because most of my music that I release is reggae, that you have a right to label me as a reggae artist.
I believe my viewers would want to know,
Mhm.
first of all, what we are wearing. And for me, I'm wearing this t-shirt. It's
Mhm.
red, black, and green with the map of Africa in the
Representing.
star, representing because
Yeah.
of specifically your new project, which we are about
Mm.
to talk about now in the next question. You just released some new music
Yeah.
that it is so powerful to me. And I want you now to take us through what you're wearing.
Well, I mean, the main piece I'm wearing is a piece from Africa's Closet. I mean, I feel like what you wear represents your energy at the time, who
Mhm.
you're connected with. It also says thanks to those who've been along your journey. So for this specifically, I knew I was connecting with you.
Yeah.
You have always supported me in all of my music. So this is by Africa's Closet, but
Good.
I also knew this could be a neck piece. And because I have on my shirt Zion, but
Yeah.
I wear this so much time, sometimes you need to accentuate it with something and it needed color. So
Okay.
I have my Zion t-shirt,
Mhm.
but I wanted to wear this because it definitely brightens up and gives me an accent to a dark piece.
Mhm.
And then these earrings are actually from a friend that you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, J Cash Jewels. So
Yeah.
I bought those.
Mhm.
But it also represents, I believe it's also African in style as
Yeah.
well. So
So tell us about your new music, your new single, Black Diamond.
it was released on October the 30th, so it's still very fresh, but it definitely flows. Black Diamond it's a combination of situations that came together and
Mhm.
even how it was released. So the long story short of it is that I wrote it when my husband was dealing with cancer and fighting it, and he was in the hospital, and it was a new challenge for us, and it was definitely stirring up challenges, but I would say it was expanding us. At the moment, it felt like I was going under, and I wrote that song to encourage myself and him to say, we're going to press through this, we're going to press through this, we're going to win. Unfortunately, he did not win the battle, the physical battle of cancer. But now looking back, and what I'm still learning is that that this pressure, that we don't always see the end as it should be, but these situations do expand us. And I can look back for sure and say where I was at that place of writing it, now that I've released it, it's been a blessing to my spirit.
Mhm.
And thankfully I was able to release it regardless, because other people, of course, everyone right now is going through situations. Like, we're not isolated in going through pressure. None of us are isolated. And I believe this year has been a time and a season for so many people going through pressure and immense or intense, like, what you call it, refining and purification. So that's where Black Diamond came out. The imagery of Black Diamond came out as writing it and feeling the pressure that, look, you know what? This must be for something. You know that Bible verse that says God works all things together for our good. It sounds so cliche, but the thing that we're going through right now never feels good. Embracing the struggle part, not to say we're going to stay stuck in it. And I need to emphasize that, because sometimes we can say, oh, we're stuck in a struggle and we glorify the struggle. No, it is just saying, okay, if this is where we are right now, looking forward and saying this is just purification, because deep down inside, all the mold and the rubble and the stubble is just being refined to produce the shiny Black diamond that we are, that I believe has been stolen from us. The acknowledgement that we are Black diamonds, the acknowledgement that this is inside of us. And so it speaks metaphorically to us spiritually, but also physically, because as we know, our people have been stripped of the truth of our value, the truth of who we are. There's been many talks about how Africa has been presented. Well, now it's changing, but before, Africa was presented as this poor country. Where did that come from? Where Africa has the most wealth, the true diamonds, so things like that. Because our community has been light in that way. I also think that this song speaks specifically to our community, where, look, Black diamonds, get up, recognize yourself again, get back to the truth of who you are. Stop borrowing or trying to represent yourself in other cultures. Be proud of our own culture.
So
Yeah.
that's really powerful. So now back to fashion. We're gonna go back and forth between the music and fashion, and
Sure.
I want to go into the video concept of the song Black Diamond. I love the dress that you had on.
Oh, thank
It was
you.
a black sheer dress with the bling.
I just found a construction site.
Yeah,
I wanted to definitely show the contrast. So
yeah.
I was just looking for any background
Mhm.
when I was trying to put a video together, any background that was dilapidated or showed struggle or showed deterioration.
But your choice of outfit
Yeah,
spoke to the message, and it also
I
you
hope
stood
so.
out.
I hope
Your
so.
background may be going through something,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
you placed yourself in that
Mhm.
situation, and you stood out. So
Yeah.
to me, I feel like these two industries, the fashion and the music industry, they go together, because
Yes.
for me
Oh,
to
yeah.
have a fashion show,
Yeah.
I gotta have music for my
Hmm.
models to walk to. Music just brings life to the garment.
Yeah.
When you create music, what your choice of outfit kind of brings the music to life. I love the way you had the two different sets, where the one is in an organic garden and they're working on the farm. There's a mom and dad and a child, and there's one harvesting, there's one tilling the land.
Have to work. It's not going to drop from the sky. You
Yeah.
have to go through a season of working,
Mhm.
planting the seed, but also in that moment, knowing, looking towards the future.
We're now going to part two. We're gonna get a little bit personal. You better sip on
Okay.
some water or something. Okay, cool. All right. The first one.
Gosh.
What's the one thing you wish you had known when you began your career?
That it was okay to just be, to write what was inside of me completely.
What are some of the challenges that you have faced as a female artist, and what did you learn from them?
Learn to be assertive. Being a female artist taught me that it was okay and necessary to be assertive.
What advice would you give to someone wanting to pursue a career similar to yours?
First of all, you know exactly why you're going into it, knowing what your message is, knowing you yourself first. To last, you have to know that there's a purpose and a message and a call behind you just doing the music.
What is the one common myth about your profession or field that you want to debunk?
That everybody that does reggae has to be a Rastafarian.
Who are the three people who have been the most influential to you?
Sade, I would say.
Uh-huh.
Sade is one. Barris Hammond is one.
Mhm.
Third, maybe Luciano. Yeah.
What about personally?
My daddy, I mean, the first 10, 12 years of my dad was my dad teaching me classical music.
Hmm.
Personally,
Hmm.
I had a vocal teacher for 3 years in Broadwood.
Hmm.
I would say that definitely helped to develop my voice. Oh, Rory, I should say Rory.
Okay.
Production wise,
Mhm.
even though I had so many different producers, when I was recording songs from Zion, Rory definitely was like on me to get certain things out of me, and I would say he pulled out a lot of me in the studio.
What are the what are the best resources that have helped you along the way?
Mm, listening to podcasts to
Mm.
help me, to help keep my strength spiritually. That's the most important thing, because I think naturally you can always be motivated to the music because it's a hobby, or you love it, you naturally gravitate toward it.
Mhm.
But to stick into it and to have the right messages, and for me, and as a songwriter,
Mhm.
I don't think I'll be able to write in the way I do if I didn't connect properly or continue to always feed myself spiritually with the tools I needed to be aware of the answers I needed for life. So podcast.
All right. What does artistic freedom mean to you, Christine?
Wow, artistic freedom means really honestly not caring about what people think, because then that gets rid of fear.
Hmm.
It gets rid of going back and forth between too many opinions, and even though opinions are great and counsel is good, when you have too much or you care too much, you end up not doing anything.
Hmm.
And then if you have that fear, or you rely too much on people's opinions and not knowing really who you are, then you end up just not being, putting out something that's not you.
Guys, this has been awesome. Christine, I want you to tell us where we can find your music, where we can find you socially, and how we can get in touch with you.
So I'm hoping that when I meet you guys here, that you will follow me on Instagram,
Hmm.
and Instagram is Kristine Alicia Music, and
Hmm.
that's Kristine Alicia with a K.
Hmm.
And then Twitter and Facebook is Kristine Alicia.
All
So
right.
I really would love that. That way you can message me, hear my music, and I'm on Spotify and iTunes. So my music, you can find me, Kristine Alicia,
Mhm.
on Spotify, iTunes. Just look up that and you'll find the music.
For us at Fundi Cafe, we want to say thank you. If you are listening in for the first time, we air these interviews every Friday, uh, Eastern Standard Time, noon. And also we have a website where you can go check out the guests that we've featured before and the ones that we're about to feature. You can also shop their merch. We're going to link their websites for you guys so that you're able to go and shop their merch and support them. Also, maybe check out their music. Anyway, so I'm going to leave you with a little bit of her music.
So you feeling a little pressure, heat at on wada wada. What you mean this is a depression? Turn around and it's just compression.